As you've been hearing, in a few hours' time, India's space agency will launch a spacecraft designed to boldly go where no Asian nation has gone to date. We're talking about Mars, and if they are successful, it would be a technological leap that would propel India ahead of space rivals China and Japan in the field of interplanetary exploration. But the country's been criticised for spending on a space programme when it's got millions of poor living on less than $1 a day. This particular mission has cost India around $73 million. Now, in context, that's relatively a small amount. For example, in the States, it would spend 10 times as much on a similar mission. Overall, India spends around $1 billion a year on its space programme and has 20 satellites in orbit for communication and remote sensing. Well, to talk through this, I'm joined by Alistair Scott, President of Interplanetary Society. He joins us via webcam. Thank you for being on the programme. There is a huge debate about a country like India investing so much in space. I'm assuming that you would be for this kind of investment. Give us your argument, given the thousands, if not millions, of people who are really struggling to get by in India.
Well, I think as recognised by India, the space technology is a very powerful one and a very important one if a country is going to progress. And I think they've recognised this and they make the investment. They've been very clever about their investment because they used to buy their satellites, they used to buy their equipment, but gradually they've transferred that over to manufacturing it themselves, and you always have to have the next target. They've always been trying to get ahead of the game, and now they're doing it. They're actually doing their own thing. They went to the moon in 2008, so where next? Mars has to be it.
But what evidence is there to show that countries that have really pushed forward in terms of their space programs have seen, an economic benefit for the whole economy as opposed to a small industry or aspect of an economy?
Well, I think it goes fairly deeply into the whole of the lifeblood of the nation, in that education takes a great leap forward, in that people come on board, they see the technologies that they want to use in everyday life, and they start to actually take an interest and become highly educated. In fact, we're now using a lot of our best engineers and scientists come from India and China.
All right, Alistair, I'm afraid we're going to have to leave this conversation at this point. We could talk for a long time about this, but we appreciate your time. Alistair Scott, President of Interplanetary Society, joining us via webcam.